Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. And there, look, elephant in the room. It's a 2007 Vespa LX50. Yes, I know, I don't normally do scooters, but this one is a little bit different. It lives down in Christchurch, and the owner has taken it to a number of motorcycle shops down there, and they've been unable to identify the problem or fix it. So, in desperation, he reached out to me via my YouTube videos and said, "Hey Andy, if I ship the bike up to you, could you take a look?" And I said, well, of course I can. The guy's an existing customer. I used to work on his Yamaha Viking a few years ago, and then he moved down to Christchurch, hence no more work, okay? Now, this is going to be a repair, a diagnosis and a repair that's a little bit different to what I normally do. I'm going to hand this one over to you, the viewers. So I'm going to read through what the customer said as the problems that he was having with the bike, and then you can email me, please, on the email address on the screen right now on what you would do to try and diagnose the fault. You know, there might be more than one thing, or just give me it step by step. What would be your process? And this is going to be an interactive diagnosis. So you're going to tell me what I need to do, I'm going to do it, and then I'll feed back the results on various videos. There'll be obviously a number of videos in this mini series. And then you can steer the ship and say, okay, well, that's good, that's good, that's good. Andy, you should do this next. And communication will be via email, please. You can put comments on the video as well, but only the emails that I receive will be actions that I will take, so to speak. Okay, let me grab my other phone and I'll read out the symptoms and we'll go from there. Okay, forgive me for looking down at my phone all the time, but there's a lot to read out, and there's a lot of poignant bits in this that you need to take into account as to what the problem could be. So, hi Andy, hope you're keeping well. Not sure if you remember me from Karaka with the Viking you repaired. He's living in Christchurch now. The reason for making contact is possibly to pick your brain. I've got a 2007 Vespa 50cc LX that the issue with has now got bad and it won't start. So first of all, crank, no start, right? I've had it in several motorcycle shops and a motorcycle enthusiast friend. No one can find the fix. Basically, it was losing power on pull-off. So when he was setting off, it was bogging down. And high revs. And then on any acceleration power would be lost to a stall. This is what has been done. So this is also very important information. It's had a new carburetor fitted. The Ep.1 was messed around with an awful lot by a number of people. I'm summarising now because there's some words in there that I can't say on YouTube. And somebody's changed the jets, etc. I found bits missing from it, so hence the new carburetor was fitted. No leaks on the crankshaft. New vacuum hose, fuel line is okay. Any ideas of what it could be? Appreciated, regards, Bernard. So I said, hi Bernard, great to hear from you. And yes, I remember I did some work for you. Now, the Vespa has a 2-stroke engine from memory. I don't know. We're going to find out, okay? Now that does alter the diagnosis quite considerably, so we'll have a little look and work it out. There really isn't too much that can go wrong, assuming it's a 2-stroke. Provided the carb is getting a good supply of fuel, then given it's new, we will consider other issues. As the engine revs increase, the ignition system is put under more load as it produces more sparks at any given time. If there's a weak spark, then this will get weaker as the RPM increases. This can cause the engine to bog down and stall. I'd check power to the coil and make sure it's a good ground. You could do a spark test to see how powerful the spark is. As a rule of thumb, the spark should jump a gap of around 6 millimeters in atmosphere. Don't have the spark plug on the cylinder or on the H2 lead. You can just put a nail in the plug cap and set up with a 6mm gap to the engine casing, then crank the engine over and watch. If there's a good spark, then I suspect the issue could be to do with crankcase sealing or induction valve. I haven't worked on a Vespa before. I haven't. New to me. If it has a reed valve, this may be broken. If a disc valve type, then worn out or leaking. Again, assuming it's a two-stroke. Or it could be one of the crankshaft seals leaking. This allows air to be drawn into the crankcase, where the next batch of air fuel ready to enter the cylinder. This extra air causes the mixture to be very lean. Again, the amount of air drawn in increases with RPM, so the engine running tends to get worse, higher up the engine RPM range. There could be other issues, but the above covers the more common problems, especially with older bikes. Let me know how you get on. If you get really stuck, then you could send me the bike up. You could send the bike up to me. So I even made the offer there, and I live near Taupo, and I'll go through it. Keep you posted. Okay, so I think all the rest of it is just to do with getting the bike here. So, oh, hang on. There was something to do with the CDI unit there as well. Just bear with me. Right, I'm just going to scan through this and read the important bits because we'll be here all night and it's getting late. So he's printed off a service manual, which is good for me, which that's in the bike, so he tells me under the seat. The old CDI, it's got a brand new one installed. So the CDI unit's been replaced as well. The old carb with leather jets is also under the seats, but the thread on the throttle cable seems to be misthread, hence the new carb. A set of jets, not sure what size, just a bit of history with the Vespa. Here we go. We got the Vespa about 2 years back, so about 2024. And it seemed fine for the first few months. It started weird surging, etc. Like lack or too much of fuel and power loss. This has been the issue since then. It's been to several motorcycle shops, seemingly fixed the issue, but sticks its head out after a few months. The jets were changed on the old carb to a size up, and the bike worked well for several months. Then went back to a different bike shop, and they changed a few things, like a relay. Not sure why a relay would have anything to do with the surging, but it did run again for a month or so. The third and last bike shop replaced the CDI and checked everything else, including the carb. Changed the spark plug. He came to the conclusion the crankshaft had an oil leak, but never had the tools to disassemble the crankshaft, etc. But after this guy, the bike got worse. And we didn't... Oh, geez, hang on. And we didn't want to ride it in case it was the crankshaft oil leak. Lastly, we had a friend who was an amateur bike mechanic take a look at what he could do. All he did was fiddle with the carb and the jets. So the jets have been played around with again in the new carb. He also confirmed that there was not a crankshaft oil leak. Who knows now? Question mark. Hope you can fix the Vespa. I also don't want to spend a lot of money on fixing it, as the cost of bike trans is probably more than the Vespa is worth. He's probably quite right, to be fair. I'll leave it in your capable hands and skill. Okay, so that's all the information. He says the bike does not start, and we don't know whether it's a two-stroke or a four-stroke. Let's take a look. Used.
You don't paint something without wiping.
Honestly. Okie dokie. So, we've got an ignition. Have we got any lights? We have. Okay, so let's just verify that it doesn't start. So you've got to pull the brake in on these things. Here we go. Oh, it tried. And then it didn't. Okay, so we had a single spark event, or maybe a couple of spark events, and then nothing. I suppose the easiest way to check to see if it's 2-stroke or 4-stroke is to pop the seat, and there should be an oil tank. Okay, so we've got a pile of bits. I'll take those out, we'll have a look at that in a minute. And we've got Piaggio manual. Okay, we'll stick that on there. And we've got, what's this say? Gasolina. Right, so that's the petrol. Ooh, smells a bit varnished. Okay, so it's been stood around for a while. Probably needs some new fuel. Yes, there we go. Look, we've got an oil tank. So this is beyond any doubt. Yes, a 2-stroke. Nice. Okay, so we've finished under the seat. Oh, it's even got a toolkit, look. You're going to need that. Okay. It's got kickstart, but the electric start works just fine. We'll give it one more go. So ignition is on. Geez, this is not easy one-handed. Okay, pull the thing in. Yes, we've still got a light, I think. Pull that in. Okay, nothing. So we know it's a 2-stroke. We've got some bits. Let's grab these, have a look in the box. This is all valuable information for you. Okay, so what have we got? Okay, so we've got the original carburetor. Ta-da! We have Vespa jets in the bag. Envelope, 2 little jets in there, look. And we've got a couple of screws, and another screw, and what looks like, ooh, a CDI, or, well, that's the ignition coil, actually, not CDI, or it's maybe a Ducati Energia. Okay, terrible accent, Andy. So it looks like it could be an ignition module and ignition coil in one complete component. That's been replaced, obviously. And we've got a sparking plug. Ooh, iridium. Wow, NGK. That's expensive, that is, for a Vespa. Posh. And we've got, ooh, lots of little screws. Okay, that's not why it doesn't run. Okay, so that's all we've got. We've got a carburetor. It's got an electronic choke on it. Very simple. And you can see there where the 2-stroke oil goes in. Injection. Okay, so that's all we've got. So, lots of background information. We've looked through the parts. We tried to start it. It did fire, but only a couple of times and then gave up. The bike's been in transit all the way from Christchurch, and I haven't tried to start it in advance of doing the video. So, maybe that's a clue. Who knows? So, anyway, I digress. Really, it's over to you now. Let me know what you would do step by step for your initial checks. Don't do me a long story of 116 checks. If it's not this, try that. Just say the first 5 checks. First 5 things that you would check to see what we've got. I suspect we've got a spark because it fired. But can it sustain making spark? Who knows? So, like I said before, fire it through to my email address. I'll put it on the screen for you again now. I'll keep checking my spam as well, because a lot of emails end up in there for some reason. And I'll reply back to you to let you know that I've received your email. And I'll put all those, I'll print them all off, put them in a folder. And then on the next video, I'll run through all the responses. And then we'll make a start going through the various checks to start this diagnosis, and we'll see where we end up. Now, given the age of the bike, or the value of the bike, there's a limit to how far we're going to go with this. I don't think it's going to warrant an engine rebuild, for example, but I don't think, by the sounds of it, the engine doesn't sound rough or knocky. or Grady. You know, it sounds pretty keen to want to start, provided it was given the amount of, the right amount of fuel and air mixture and a spark. I don't think we're looking at a mechanical problem, but who knows? We might be. So, if you enjoyed this video and you're not yet subscribed, and it'd be great to subscribe now if you want to follow along with this diagnosis, because then you'll see when the next video hits the channel and you'll be able to respond in real time. You'll also find me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to support the channel, you know the drill. You can do that through PayPal or Patreon. If it's PayPal, again, use the email address on the screen right now. Otherwise, you could share a video. Why not share this video to any of your mates that are, reasonably good mechanics, and reach out to them and say, hey, if you think you could fix this or find the fault, email Andy Mechanic. Tell him what to do. And we'll work on this particular job together. It's a collaboration between me and you, the viewers. Okay, crew, I've really got to get packed up. I've been in the workshop all day long rebuilding a final drive, and it's still in bits. Yes, I need some more parts. Another little mini project that's going to wait for a couple of weeks. All right, crew, I'll see you next time. Cheers, over and out.
And we get the flip again.
Oh,